In this episode of Becky's Homestead, I'll be showing you the second part of the insulation job in my log cabin, and I'll be sharing some of your letters with you. Stay tuned!
Hi, I'm Becky, and I'm a homesteader. I left the rat race and built my own log cabin because I wanted to enjoy a simple life. Homesteading is being as self-sufficient as your present situation allows, such as growing your own food, making some of the things you need, building your own home, and trying to live in harmony with nature. Now, I'm going to show you how you can do it with my show. In every episode, I show you how to escape from the consumer rat race. I give you encouragement, ideas, how-tos, and what not to do's, so you can live your homesteading lifestyle too. Welcome to Becky's Homestead.
Hi, I'm Becky. Welcome to the Homestead. In this episode, we're going to go inside and look at the finished product of the insulation job in my log cabin. I'm so excited and it's so wonderful. I love it. And I'm going to be sharing some of your letters with you. I get nice letters from the homesteaders out and about in the country and the world. So I'll be sharing those with you. I interviewed Mike, who sprayed the foam on my roof. Let's go talk to him now. I'm here with Icy Mike, and he just got finished spraying my cabin roof with isonine foam spray. So I'm just going to ask him a few questions about it. And I want to know why the isonine is better. Why do you think it's better?
I think it's better than fiberglass bats because it just, over 20 years of time, things become wore down, matted down, and loses their R value. With isonine, it can stay up there 20, 30 years and not move an inch and keep your R value where it needs to be.
Oh, I'm so excited. I just am so happy we did it. And has it been more and more popular lately with people putting it in their houses?
Lately with isonine versus the fiberglass bats, yeah, it's been more popular. It's more of the expensive material, but you know, everybody's seeing the benefits in it in the long term and how you can save money and your energy and everything else.
Yeah, and that was my third question I was going to point out and ask you is, is there a cost benefit with the isonine versus the pink insulation?
Well, the benefit in it is, say your house calls for a 3-ton AC unit. I'll come in your house, spray your roof deck, and now your engineers are figuring out to where you only need 2 tons. Which you're saving money on that, then you're saving money on the electric it uses, then you're saving from, it just doesn't take as much to heat and cool your house.
Yeah, so that's a big savings over a long period of time, and that's what people are looking for nowadays, that everybody wants to go greener.
Yeah.
So isonine seems to be the way to go. At least I'm convinced, so I did it. Hi, now I'm going to share some of your letters with you. This first one's from John. And John writes, Dearest Becky, I was so pleased to come across your internet video series. You're so much fun and give plenty of good information and inspiration. Keep them coming. I've got 1 foot in the city and 1 foot in the country, but I'm slowly making the transition to mini farm status. I started my homestead project 10 years ago when I bought a little plot of land in the country. I built the smallest house I thought I could get away with. All cash, no mortgage. It's furnished it with salvage yard sinks, countertops, tables, you name it. I like telling people that very few of the items in my cottage cost more than $5, and many were entirely free. The trade-off is time and effort hunting the stuff down and fixing it up. Now that the house is basically done, I've moved on to working on the garden. I started planting fruit trees early on and now have more oranges and mangoes than I know what to do with. Now, I've graduated to other crops like bananas, pineapples, and papayas. Animals will have to wait until I can live in the country full time. My water supply comes from rainwater catchment off the roof, and I'm working on how to generate my own electricity without spending a fortune on solar panels. Little by little, I'm getting there. In the meantime, I've established a vegetable garden on the roof here in the city to satisfy my need to grow at least some of my own food while in town. Keep up the good work. Well, right back at you, John. You should keep up the good work. It sounds like you have a great thing going, and it does take a long, long time to establish a homestead, and it really is little by little. But it's so much fun while you're doing it, and you always have something interesting to talk about. Okay, next we have, let me see, Diana, and she's from Mexico. And she writes, I became your fan since the day I saw you on YouTube. I was precisely looking for information about how to build a cabin by myself, and I found you. My name is Diana, and I'm writing you from Mexico. I have some questions about the installations. How did you put them in? Because I saw you just stick every log one over the other. Was it with the foam tape or with concrete or something else? I guess she means that's holding it down. The logs, the way they're installed on my particular cabin is they're cut flat on the bottom and the top. The foam tape goes down the middle, and then they're bolted down with big gigantic bolts. So that's what holds them in place. And they're locked together in the corners. Okay, so if I can build a house, you can do it too, Diane. Just go small. That would be my advice to you. And the next letter I want to share with you is from Star. And Star writes, Becky, I really enjoy your videos. How do you limit the smell and the flies in your coop? Well, Star, I think the biggest point when it comes to a coop is do not overcrowd the coop. If you overcrowd the coop, you will have a stinky mess and you'll have a lot of flies. You can always just get like a garden rake and rake the coop out and take the droppings out and then put them in your garden or your compost. My coop, which is behind me, is 8 by 16. So it's a pretty big coop, and I only have 7 hens in there. So it's not very crowded at all, and so I don't really have a problem with that many flies or smell. I do let my chickens out a lot to free range. Okay, next, this is a letter from JP. JP says, Hello, Becky. I found your video series on YouTube about a week or so ago. I have watched every episode you have so far. I absolutely love your setup you have going and how your journey is taking you. I, too, want to raise most of my food, including milk, meat, and crops. I'm only 16 years old, so I have a long time before I get the chance to actually get to live out my dream at my grandfather's farm. I'd just like to say, seeing your blog has helped me by explaining how much better the horses were than the tractor. The noise, the smell, and how they affect your land made me really think about it. I mean, I've thought about using the horses for plowing, but I thought it would be too hard. But after seeing the difference in using the horses or tractor, I believe I'm sticking to the horses. Wow, JP, good for you that you want to be a homesteader. That's just so nice to hear that the young people have an interest in homesteading. I don't think you'll regret it. I think you'll have a very happy, healthy life. And when it comes to the horses, you just go ahead and use those horses because the horses like it, you'll like it, and you'll really enjoy your farm and nature. So that's all the letters I'm reading today. Keep your questions coming, and we love to share the comments back with you. So keep them coming. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or suggestions, please email me. Happy homesteading. Bye-bye.